National Park Service arrowhead and title Ice Wedge Polygons in Alaska's National Parks, printed over an aerial photo of polygon-patterned ground. A map of Alaska with the Arctic parks outlined.
Ice wedge polygons are widespread in flat lowland areas of national parks in Alaska's Arctic.
Aerial view of polygons with brown patches and green grass growing in the cracks. A tiny person stands on the edge of one of the brown patches for scale. A speech bubble from the person says, "Nice wedges."
They resemble giant mud cracks 20 or 30 feet across when viewed from the air. Ice wedge polygons form only in places where there is permafrost, permanently frozen ground.
Winter. A diagram of crack formation. A layer of snow sits on top of frozen ground. The ground has several deep contraction cracks in it.
The polygons form when solidly frozen ground shrinks and cracks during very cold winter weather.
Spring. The snow has mostly disappeared and the cracks are filled with ice.
When the snow melts the following spring, water runs into the cracks and freezes, keeping them open.
Summer. The top layer of the ground is now thawed, but the ice-filled cracks remain underneath.
During the short Arctic summer, only the top foot or two of ground thaws, so most of the wedge is preserved.
Winter. A layer of snow is once again on top of the frozen ground. New contraction cracks appear, splitting the existing ice wedges and widening them.
Cracking in following winters occurs in the same place and the wedge grows wider.
After many years, the wedges are very wide, and the thawed ground shows small ridges and dips above each wedge.
Over centuries, the wedges can get very wide, sometimes nearly as wide as the soil in between them.
The upper parts of the ice wedges melt, the ground surface drops, and a deep trench forms above each wedge.
Ice wedges can melt if the overlying soil layer is disturbed by vehicle traffic, for example. They can also melt if the climate warms.
An aerial view of a network of trenches in the earth, some filled with water.
Melting ice wedges produces a network of trenches or gullies.
Another aerial view of a polygonal trench network. Some of the trenches are filled with muddy water.
If climatic warming trends continue, ice wedges could melt in many areas of the Arctic.
Another aerial view of polygons in a brown, treeless plain.
National Park Service scientists are using photographs and satellite images to monitor the condition of ice wedges.